we are going to do the fundamentals part 2, timing your aerials. This is going to be one of the most essential lessons that I can ever teach you as as a teacher. This is so important to know, guys, that timing of your aerials can actually change you from a decent player to a good player, and it can even change you into a great player if you apply the concepts that I am trying to teach you in this video. So I have a new device I'm using while I'm doing this. I'm gonna try something new as well. But before we start, guys, I have a suggestion. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Subscribe. Please subscribe. It's super important if you subscribe. It helps me, helps the channel. Put that right dead center. That's how important it is, guys. Put that. Subscribe. Cool. And if the more people I get subscribing, the more I can do, by the way, and the more ideas I have. So, check it out. Once again, we are doing fundamentals. We're doing timing of aerials in this video. Now, everything I do discuss, by the way, if it is something I can put into a bullet point, I will put it in the description when I finally do upload this video to YouTube. So, check for that in the description. Cool. Now, listen, I'm going to use a video of mine that I've made from my last tournament experience using Ganondorf, and I'm going to have various opponents I'm going to play. You're going to see me play against a Joker, a Game & Watch. I have a lot to talk about in here. So the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to timing of your aerials is, factors that affect your aerial usage, right? These are things that you have to keep in mind when you are going to determine, should I use this aerial, how often I should use this aerial, when should I use this aerial, and how do I time this aerial, which is the most important part, because you can know, like, in your heart of hearts, that this aerial is something that I should be throwing out way more than everything else. For example, Wolf's neutral air is something that's super important to throw out. Lucina Mars forward air, definitely important to throw out, but when do you time it is the question. Okay, so real quick, remember that you cannot understand this video if you do not know your character's sets. So I'm going to go ahead and discuss these characters' movesets. So first off, I'm going to use Ganondorf. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and hit play. Nope, hold on. I'm still learning how to use this. Right, let me hit play for this video. We're going to see a few things, get the screen kind of open. We're going to run through this real quick. Get me to jump right here. This is where we're going to start, okay? Ganondorf in the air. Now, as you see, I'm landing. He's way outside my range. First off, I have to know my range of all my moves. Forward air will hit in this area right here, right? So this is the area of forward air. If Cloud were to come into this area right here, he's in what I would call the yellow zone, right? That's his bad zone. Right now, he's in the green zone. G for green, right? GR for green. He's safe here. No matter what he does, he can't get hit in there. Because my forward air is the thing that has the farthest reach, right? I have to know this as Ganondorf. My down air hits straight below Ganondorf, right? So that's my range with back air, with down air. My back air hits in this type of pattern, and my up air, we can use a different color for up air. Up air will actually start right about here, right? And it will actually go all the way back to here. So you will see that up air and forward air have very similar patterns. So let me erase that right there. This is something that's going to be important with your timing of your aerials. You have to know their ranges first. They have about the same range if you look at these two, right? The recovery in the air and upon landing. Now, you have to know, if you're playing a character, how much time is it going to take for them to recover if they use this move, if they're still in the air and it ends, as opposed to, are you landing with it? Now, fortunately, Ganondorf's up air is very good when it comes to landing and recovery. Once you see it ending, it's ending. Now, his forward air, on the other hand, does not. So this is something that you need to keep in mind. Okay, so let's talk about recovery for the forward air. Let's say this Cloud is shielding, right? We're going to use this red for this shield, right? I'm going to go back to yellow for it. If you hit his shield, you have to hit it at a certain point, right? This goes with timing. So you're going to have to alter your character that you hit the tip of this shield. So that way when you land, you're going to land somewhere in here, and your forward air is coming down like this, right at the tip of their shield, because if you land on them, you're not going to get a punish. If he shields it, you're actually going to get grabbed and you're done for, right? So your timing depends upon, for your forward air, where in space are you when you use it. So since I want it to land here, my body has to be somewhere in this zone. So my timing is going to depend upon where in space my body is located, right? I'm not going to throw it out here when my body's here, because then my forward air will come out right here, and that's a bad spot. So timing 100% depends upon the recovery of that move and where your body is in space in relation to it, right? Here's another thing. Forward air starts right here. That's its start. Up air and the other side starts here. So wherever my opponent is, I have to choose the right option. So the up air will start here and will go up and will end here. So the timing also varies on the up air. Do I want to hit with the front of it or the back end of it? Or do I want to hit with here? Right? My forward air, I want to make sure that I'm throwing it out before I hit my opponent, because I want the ending part of the forward air. Let's erase that. I want that ending part of the forward air to hit Cloud. I want to make sure that by the time I'm coming down in the air, right? By the time I'm coming down in the air, it gets thrown out here and it's landing here as my Ganondorf is landing, and he's DIing away from the opponent as well. Okay, so timing and recovery are very important. So you're going to want to know which of your moves cancel, auto cancel, which ones are fast, which ones have no lag, which ones can you do stuff out of. I cannot use my down air as Ganondorf. I cannot use... Well, I can use back air, but you're going to have to watch out for that one, because if you hit shield, it's punishable. Same thing with this forward air, it's punishable. Ganondorf's neutral air is super good. This is his body, his neutral air is right about here. It hits kind of like that, and it's super lagless. I can actually land with the neutral air and do a jab one in front. I can do a down tilt underneath. I can roll out this way. I can spot dodge, or I can roll out this way. I can even jump out of it and then throw something out at the same time. So your neutral air, you're going to want to practice your landing and your mix-ups on your timings with that one. Let's talk about Cloud real quick. Cloud has like the same forward air as Ganon in terms of spaces and range. He has a very similar down air. If he double jumps, if he goes jump, jump, he can actually immediately pull out a down air and land with it, and it auto cancels, has no landing lag on it, and so all he has to do is hit your shield. The timing really isn't that hard on that one, right? Doesn't have a lot of startup. Cloud's forward air has a lot of startup, so he's going to want to jump immediately. As soon as he hits that apex, it's going to go jump, forward air, fast fall with that one, whereas opposed to he goes jump, stall, throws out the back air, right? He stalls for a half a second. With up air, it's almost an immediate jump up air, or it's a jump, do like a falling up air with Cloud. So like his aerials also depend upon his startups, his ranges as well. There's a situational usage versus neutral usage. For example, for Ganondorf and neutral, I'm going to use a lot of forward airs and neutral airs. With Cloud, I'm going to use a lot of forward airs and falling back airs, right? Now, something else that affects your fundamental timing of your aerials is your ability to be thrown out at a safe range. Is there a sweet spot? Is there a sour spot on it? So let's go ahead actually and watch some of this video, and let's talk about these things that I see as well, right? Now remember, just because you throw out an aerial as well, and if it doesn't hit, or if you don't get punished, that doesn't mean it was the correct aerial to throw out. I see this all the time, but I didn't get punished for throwing it out. Well, yeah, it didn't help you either, right? This is like a chess game. You don't want to waste moves, okay? So if you're just throwing out arrows just to throw them out, 90% of the time, that's not going to help you out. Unless you're, Inkling and you have the most unpunishable back air in the game, okay? So let's see what's going on here. I would like to, right here. Okay, here we go, right? Timing of aerials. You'll notice that I have burned my double jump. Okay, so I did that because I got hit. Now, the Cloud is coming this way, which means he's going to try to hit me underneath me. So I'm looking for two things. One, is he going to stay grounded? And two, is this Cloud going to try to jump up underneath me? If he jumps, I'm not going to throw out an aerial. I'm going to try to air dodge past him. I'm going to try to air dodge back to the edge, okay? However, if this Cloud stays on the ground, right, if he tries to stay here, that means he's going to be looking for a punish on this platform right here, right? Or if I air dodge, he's going to try to hit me. If I try to air dodge, he's going to try to bait the air dodge. So I'm actively watching what is he doing. Now I have things in mind. I have my aerials in mind. What aerials do I have in mind? I'm thinking of doing a falling forward air. I am thinking of doing a falling back air. He's underneath me. That means no up air, because up air hits this way, right? And I don't want to do a down air because down air has a lot of lag. So let's see what this Cloud does. Let's try to slow this video down just a little bit. Oh, what? Off. There we go. Might have to get that. See what happened, right? What does he hit me with? He hits me with, he tried to do a falling forward air there. Hits me with a dash attack. Look, he jumped and neutral aired. And because he jumped and neutral aired, like I said, there's that falling aerial. And look at where I started. I started up here at this height. Why did I start it here? Because timing is important. Forward air, this is fair by the way. Forward air has a lot of recovery on it. It's not a great move to throw out and expect to be safe. So you throw it out high. Now the moment I throw it out, I'm smacking down on my stick to get back to the edge. And if anything, smacking just a little bit back down, just in case. You have to watch momentum. He's coming this way. He's going to land somewhere in here. If I were to throw out my forward air in a way that can be safe, at this point, I'm all about it, right? But notice where I timed it. I timed it way up here after he threw out a normal, which was a neutral air. So if I can pull back with this character, and this up air, this forward air will have like this type of range as it's coming down, I can actually even potentially come up here and recover afterwards. The question, however, is does it hit? Boom, it hit. So I landed on stage and tried to follow it up with a dash attack, right? Now, what does the cloud try to do? Okay. If I could go back real quick, that would be amazing, right? 1457. Sensitive. Should get shorter videos next. Okay. Go back and let's watch that again, right? Right here, by the way, the cloud tries coming in with a forward air right here. Notice how he tries coming in with a forward air. He started it up high, very close. Remember, Ganondorf was up here when he started it, right? And he tried to land with it. However, his timing was off because he actually hit fast fall first, then he did his forward air instead of the other way around. So input selection is important here. You want to click that fair first, make sure it's coming out, then you want to go ahead and fast fall that character, because as Cloud lands with that forward air, it's actually quite unpunishable. And he started it far enough away from me. Like, look, I'm way out here, right? My Ganondorf was in this area. He started his forward air up here. That's important for timing of aerials. He started it far enough away where if I had moved in or out, he could have moved in or out depending upon where I was. So it's because he started it out here, he was able to adjust appropriately, right? And he didn't throw it outright on my shield. Gets the hit. The dash attack, I do a falling fair to a dash attack, which misses, hits me. Right there, I do a falling aerial. I was trying to pull out a full hop fast fall back air there, hoping he would spot dodge, which is another important key to aerials. You use them properly, you can do what we call the shimmy. They spot dodge anything, or if they do a grab, you can jump over it, do a falling aerial. And that can lead to everything that you need. Perfect, perfect. Now, that was perfect. Not for him, right? He's at 15. Watch this right here. We're almost there. Right. Gonna hit me up right here. Gonna hit my shield. And he's gonna follow up with a down air. Now, he started down air right here. Terrible timing. Why? Because when you use down air has a lot of recovery. So he's gonna land right here, and I'm gonna be able to get a free grab on him. There's no way he's gonna be able to DI through my shield at this point, right? So as soon as he threw out that down air on my shield, you know what I was thinking? Free grab, right? That's terrible timing on that. He threw it out right here. What should he have done instead was he should have thrown out a forward air, and then as he threw out the fair, pull back on it. That way the fair would have hit the tip of my shield, and it's also possible that he could have gotten off the platform as well. And if that didn't happen, he could have jumped out or something as well. So timing of aerials is important in as much as it is to select which aerial you're going to use. And that involves how much time the aerial has to recover after you've used it. It involves the range of it. That downer only hits below him. It only hits right here, which is why I know I'm good, right? Now, if you're Wolf, let's say Wolf was in the same situation, okay? Wolf was starting right here, right? This is where he started. Let's say Wolf uses neutral air. His neutral air has hitboxes that look kind of like this. There's a back to wolf, right? This is the back, and this is the front of wolf, right? Look how large, look how much area his backer takes up as opposed to how much area this downer takes up, right? So if wolf had thrown it out, he actually could have used it and hit my shield and gotten behind me. And the timing, even though it was thrown out at the same exact time as this back air, the timing was perfect for the neutral air because the neutral air has that range, it has that recovery, it has that usage in neutral, right? So those are good aerials. And if you want to know which aerials are good and which ones to use in neutral, I suggest watching videos like character fundamental videos, right? So I grab him, try to up air him. He jumps out of it. Now he's landing. Now look, this is not good, right? I'm gonna let this play for a few seconds. That's why. Right here. Tries to down air me, right? He hits me. Bad spacing. It's where he hits me with the uppy, right? I grab him out of this. Boom. Right there. Trying to hit play. Oh, I can't pause it anymore. What's going on? All right, I'm gonna change my tablet mode. I'm gonna go out. Oh, now I can hit play. Good job. At 14. Look, I got so much video. Maybe I should just for video. Right at this point. Perfect. Here we go. Here. Boom. I grab him. Try to hit him with down throw. I miss. Perfect. All right, cool. Now, this is the most important lesson I can teach you, okay? I'm glad you've made it this far. This is the single greatest error I see with the usage of aerials ever, okay? He has burned his double jump, okay? There's no way to get this high without burning that double jump unless he started at the platform, you know, here, or if he started here, which in my case, fortunately, didn't happen, right? He's burned his double jump, which means at most he can go this way, kind of like edge cancel, or go back to the stage, or even go back to the edge, right? But as you see, there's only one option he's currently choosing. He is going this way. That means I have to know his aerial mobility and what aerials can he throw out that I can punish. And the most common aerial by Cloud in this situation, for noobs, it's down air, right, which has about that much range. For forward air, it's going to have about that much range in front of him, right? It even goes down a little bit, actually. Okay, so that's something that's kind of important. Now, I think he's going to throw out a forward air, which means he's going to time it right about here. He needs to start throwing it out. So it's going to come out right about here. If it hits my shield, he probably wins because Cloud's forward air is good. However, if I were to run away over here, if I were to match his pacing, this is what I'm talking about. I'm currently vertically right here. He is currently vertically right here, right? In my mind, I'm thinking, keep that distance, right? That distance. So as he goes in, I need to be matching velocity to right, okay? If I can do that, by the time he lands with this forward air over here, which he would move that, you know, about this much distance, my Ganondorf should be somewhere over here. That means if he throws it out, I can hit him with an attack. And that's exactly what happens here. So timing is not only a function of knowing where in space to throw out a move, but where in space is your opponent and can they react to it. So if you full hop it, there, boom, it was beautiful. I read wrong, whatever, right? If I had read right, that would have been extra damage. But I took a get-up attack, but I punished him, put him in neutral. Okay, back to timing. Now, for that one right there, forward air is the only thing I can really use coming in. Hit him. Boom. I guessed wrong. Boom. Boom. It hits me. I jump out. Now, this is super important, right? Timing aerials. I have forward air, back air, down air, up air. I even have an air dodge. What do I choose at the correct moment here? Now, this is where you also have to be aware, are you at disadvantage, right? Am I going to throw out a move, have it punish me, or am I going to throw out a move and try to stay safe? Now, fortunately, I am in my first stock. This guy has shown that he just throws out a lot of aerials with a lot of lag, like his forward air, at bad timings and bad spacings. He's very direct. So I think if I just land on top of him, I can pressure him and maybe even get him to throw out a bad move, right? So I'm feeling extra confident. If I was in grand finals, I would not throw out a forward air. If I was in grand finals, if I was playing against somebody I knew was good, I've just burned my double jump, which means I'm going to be right about here soon, right? And I'm looking to see if this Cloud jumps. If he jumps, I already know I'm air dodging back here to the edge. If he stays here, I'm going to try to land. I'm going to watch him and either air dodge this way to get past it. I'm going to do a... or I'm going to wait till here, and then I'm going to air dodge this way. I'm going to try to mask my intention, right? Try to give myself as many options as possible to return back to neutral. So masking is important with your aerial selection. Now, fortunately for him, I'm thinking he started his dash here. He's not going to be able to shield until right about here. So if I can land with a forward air before he shields, I can actually punish him. And let's see what happens. He actually threw out a dash attack. That's bad decision making. So I know this cat ain't too smart. Right, jumping over it. Okay, that's super important. So remember when I told you, just because you throw out an aerial and it misses, doesn't make it a good choice. Just because you didn't get punished for it, doesn't make it a good choice. This is a perfect situation of that. Right here. I do a single jump. Why? What was going through my head? Well, I jumped because I wanted to get out of... Oh, goodness. I wanted to get out of his neutral beam, his blade beam, which could go along the ground. Because I do a single jump, it allows me to go back to the stage, and I can do like a hopping motion, and I can hop over his bouncing blade, very slowly walk in if I have to, and I remember doing that to him in the game. However, I jumped, he came in. Now, if he comes in super quick, and if he lands somewhere in here, that's perfect for me because my forward air can land in here, right? If he were to have positioned himself over here, my forward air in the air will hit on platform. It's going to limit my uses. So my timing on the aerials is I would not time my aerial. I would throw out my aerial. I would choose not to use an aerial because I'm mindful of where my opponent is in space. This is a fundamental to every character. My forward air stinks. It has good range, good kill power, good potential, but if I miss it, I will get hit. This is like Byleth's forward air. It's the exact same thing as Byleth's forward air, right? You have to know these factors about your specific character's aerials, okay? If the cloud was above me, I would absolutely use up air because even if it whiffs, it has like no recovery on it. Now, let's hit play. Oh, that is not the play button. Play. He's dashing in. Goes out a blade beam. I've double jumped over it. I've fallen. Maybe he's going to do it again. He's shown that he does a lot of blade beams. Nope. There it is. Beautiful. How was it? 15, 16? Perfect. Right after he throws out the blade beam. I'm short hopping to get over the blade beam. Boom. Cool. Right here. You're going to notice a very specific tactic. I'm going to show you what I do first on this, and then I'll hit play. I actually jump, stall, and then double jump again, and then land, and I do absolutely nothing. That's what we call an empty hop. That's actually the EH. That's what EH stands for, empty hop. If I had thrown out an aerial, I would have had at least 2 to 4 frames of lag extra on everything that I do. Now, if you land hard, like what you see here, right? That's 2 frames. Easy. Everybody's open at least 2 frames upon landing. So if I throw out an aerial, I'm giving myself extra frames of which I'm open for, right? This actually goes 100% into timing your aerials. Use them enough that your character or opponents thinks, all right, they're good with these aerials. It's giving me a little bit of misdirection. It's masking their attempts, and the empty hop allows me to get rid of those extra frames, get down as fast as possible, and then once I land, I'm going to come in, and I'm going to hit my opponent. So if I had jumped, and then I double jumped, if he came in and hit with a dash attack again, he's now in serious lag, and then I can just come down with the forward air, right? But he doesn't do that. He spaces appropriately, and I forward air him. Or, I empty hop him. Empty hop, and I run in with a dash attack. And the reason I run in with that dash attack, because as I was in the air and I was watching my opponent, he threw out a forward air. Look, he's still crouching on the ground. That's how you know you've done a bad aerial timing. After he throws out that forward air, he should be straight up. His character is about this tall, right? Let me change colors here. Actually, get rid of that. Right? This is not good for him. He does not have good timing on this aerial at all. If he did, he would be standing straight up. He would have the ability to roll, spot dodge immediately. He could even go jab, jab, jab. He could even do forward tilt and hit me right here, right? He has all the options. Those are the green options, but bad timings on his aerials led to opened attacks. And as a new player, you're going to miss a lot of timings. As a veteran player, if I notice that their timing on their aerials is either A, this exact same the whole time, or B, they're always messing up the timing, I know that I can beat them if I just become a little bit more patient. I let them throw out the moves, and then let me punish those moves because they will be punishable. Against better players, they're not going to leave you as many openings. If anything, they're going to have a second and third follow-up to anything they throw out. So if I had dash attacked here against a good Cloud, as you see, I am initiating this bull rush here, right? This Cloud had been a good Cloud, once again, could have immediately rolled behind me, or even have shielded and then turn around and up-beat me out of shield, because I would have landed somewhere in this range right here with the end of that dash attack. So that turnaround up B was a 10 to 15% damage, whereas opposed to here, I'm actually giving him 15% damage. So if you think about it, he took 15 instead of giving me 15, and that's a differential of 30% right there, which is huge in this game. Right, so just because he chose to throw out forward air wasn't the issue. His issue was he threw it out at the wrong place in space, and he didn't have a follow-up for it. Now, I know this is a lot when it comes to fundamentals of timing aerials, and I've talked about a lot, and I really haven't done a lot on the videos. Okay, but I hope you've learned something. I think that's good enough for now. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask those questions. I hope you enjoyed the stream. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button too, guys. I appreciate it.